Welcome to the Cat and Moose podcast. I'm Cat.
And I'm Moose. This is a true life podcast where we explore the quirks of being human. Hey, Cat.
Hey, Moose.
Hey, Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, it's good to be here.
It is. You are Cat and I'm Moose.
Yes, and that is Sarah.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi. I was figuring out my controls.
Oh, you have controls.
She's doing like 97 things at one time, and you and I are just sitting here talking.
Right.
Here's the thing. I have my controls 1, 2, and 3 labeled incorrectly
Oh, no.
per the last situation, and it's different. So I have to tell my brain 1, 2, and 3 is not
Who's 1?
2, 3. Currently, Cat.
Oh, I see how it is.
Then Moose.
Well, I would hope so. That's
Then
I guess
me.
it's the order of the name.
But now what I need to do is according to the room, which is Moose,
Oh,
me,
yeah.
Cat.
Yes.
The last shall be first.
So that
Yes.
my brain doesn't have to think about it when I'm moving. It's like a piano.
Yeah, I would like for you to relabel that because that could be doing some weird neurology stuff to your brain, which I'm going to talk about this week.
Ooh,
I
a little
cannot wait.
tease.
I can't
Did you
wait.
hear that tease? She is a kitty cat. They do love to tease. Okay, you were telling us when you've been at our home for a while.
It sounds like I moved in.
I know. And we were talking, and you have this cool dude in your life now.
I do. Yeah.
And you've been seeing him for how long?
Yeah, a week.
Oh,
Yeah,
but you seem to really like him.
Yes, I do like him. And for the 3 people that actually might think I had a date, it's not true. That's not what we're talking about.
But he's still very important, apparently.
He's very important. And I went and I went to the Brain Health Clinic here in Nashville, and I saw Dr. Tyler Hurst, and he is a neuro chiropractor.
I had never heard of that before. My dad was a chiropractor. Never heard of
Neuro chiropractor. So it
Of
his
the brain.
Yes, his specialty is actually called Neurology.
Wow.
Chiropractic neurology, I think.
I can't wait to see him.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to see him. And basically, like what I learned is that there are some imbalances in my nervous system.
I thought you were going to say your brain. And I was like,
Same difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So I have some imbalances, and I did some things in the office, different therapy type situations, everything from like neuromuscular pressure points to doing what felt like playing video games on the wall to like following this one particular chart in a certain direction 5 times. Like I'm doing all this kind of stuff that my understanding of it right now is that it's going to kind of retrain my brain and help rebalance my nervous system. Because right now it's a little bit out of whack.
Well, I could have told you that about your nervous system. You want to pay me $150?
Yes.
I am so fascinated by it because I've been leaning into polyvagal theory, and I'm pretty sure I'm in the nervous collapse area and have been for a while. But I'm really interested in all the things you were sharing that he's doing.
Yeah, it's really cool. I have all these exercises that I have to do like 4 times a day.
Oh, I saw you doing some of them.
Yeah. And then I have...
Can you give us an example?
Sure. I'll give you an example. So I have to put my right thumb out in front of my face, like I'm giving somebody a thumbs up, like I'm giving Moose a thumbs up.
Okay.
And I have to turn my head to put my right ear to my right shoulder while staring at my thumb 10 times. And then I have to take my left thumb after I've done those 10 times, and I'm not doing this right because of my microphone, but I have to look at it and I have to follow it all the way to the left and then back to center, and all the way to the left and back to center. So I have to do that 10 times. And then I have to walk around my house with a ball in my right hand and toss it up in the air and catch it for like 5 minutes. And I'm supposed to do like a gratitude journal. I'm supposed to do my Qigong movements in the morning, have at least 16 ounces of water.
Oh my gosh. I mean, this is a list.
This is a list. And in like several supplements that he recommended, just like stuff you can get on Amazon, that's good for like brain health, nervous system health. So I'm tracking at about 65%.
Right
That's
now.
pretty good.
Yeah. And he told me, I was just rereading, he sent me a very comprehensive, like kind of post evaluation after my first visit. And he told me, he was like, these practices will take a while to build up to. So I'm not expecting perfection out of you like week 1.
Yeah.
And so that felt really good. And it didn't make me feel like, oh, well, I'm not going to go do them. Because of course I'm going to do it. Like if I want to help myself, like I'm
Right.
going to do it.
Yeah.
And the fact that I have not followed them to the T 100% every day
It's fun.
is okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes.
My favorite one to do is that before I go to bed, I am supposed to walk backwards for like 5 minutes.
And are you just doing this around your house or like in the neighborhood?
I've done it. I'm out like on Old Hickory Boulevard, just like
on Old
I've,
Hickory Boulevard.
I've seen people do it.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
just like
I have
walking
too.
backwards
Yes.
down OHB.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yep, that's my prescription.
I mean, I could understand Bell Road and I-24, but OHB?
Yeah. So no, I am walking in my house, and I've been walking around my pool deck. And
Okay, that doesn't
That seems
seem
dangerous.
safe. I mean, although you do know how to swim.
I do.
But what if you knock yourself out?
Well, then I'll probably drown.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Can I get you one of those things to put around your neck? Is it
With
too
a whistle.
early?
It's
No.
probably not too early for me.
I don't think it is too early
No.
for her either. Her new nickname is Bumps, by the way, because it's like, yeah, like you're not supposed to be having falls until you're like older.
And I would like to say I have not fallen.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair. So
I
you
have-
guys are not alike. You are a faller. But,
Oh, I'm a faller.
wait,
I have not
But you
fallen.
have not fallen walking backwards.
No. And what I've been doing is I've been using the edge of the pool as my guide. And so as long as I'm parallel with the edge of the pool, I'm good. And
Yeah, it's like driving.
Yeah, it's like staying in between the lines. Like it's been fantastic. And my thought was that if I were to mess up, I have at least a 50% possibility of falling in the pool.
Yeah.
And not
it's-
hurting myself.
That's true. Unless you hit the side of the
Unless
concrete.
I hit the side of the concrete with my nervous system.
I
And
really
then-
did
It'd be quite
picture
a
you
shock.
blindfolded walking
Oh.
back. I don't know why, but that's why I'm like, that seems dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, but not the most dangerous thing you could do.
Oh gosh, no. No, I could
Yeah.
do
I mean,
a
if
lot.
walking
Depending on where you do
backwards-
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's an
Yeah.
OHB.
Yeah. Problem.
I always see people at the gym walking on the treadmill backwards.
Really? Mm-hmm. So it's a thing.
Yeah. I thought they were just like trying to get really good calf muscles or something.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Like I've heard fitness coaches, because that's what I do is I listen to fitness coaches.
Wait, you mean your fitness coach shared this with you, right?
I don't have a fitness. Look at me, Moose. I do not have a fitness
Hey,
coach.
you know what? Everybody needs a coach.
Yes.
Okay, so your fitness coach told you what?
I feel like I have heard from people who are smart about the body that walking both forwards and backwards is beneficial for the muscles, for the nervous system,
never
for
heard that.
balance,
It's very odd. But I'm glad. Like, I do understand the idea of it rewriting your neural pathways.
Yeah, and it's also one of the things I have to do at night after I do my backwards walking is I have to splash my face with cold water 10 times.
And what does that do?
I don't have
Wakes your shit up?
Well, I mean, one would think, but I've
While
been
you're
sleeping.
going to bed, though?
Yeah, I've been sleeping great.
You're going to have to start cold plunging. Have you thought about doing it?
I don't. No, I don't. I believe in it.
Sure.
And I don't want to subject my body to that at this juncture of my journey.
Well, if you choose to go that direction,
Yeah.
I have been trying it for about 15 seconds at the end of my shower, just
What?
like turning it completely cold.
You have?
Yes.
How's it been?
So far, so good.
Tolerable?
I mean, it's not fun. It's better than submerging yourself, but that's what old Wim Hof says to do if you're like practicing. But there's a new place in Nashville that is doing cold plunges and saunas. And it's really cool because it looks like it's outdoors. So everybody has their own individual cold plunge. There's outdoor showers. You're clothed in case anyone's nervous. It's some nudist thing.
Well, I was going to say, is it like the Orvis place where
No.
I've been, where everybody's naked?
But I feel like you could start a trend there and just
totally.
go naked.
Yeah.
But my point is, I want to go try it. I mean, I could really do it in my bathtub. Like I get fed all these Instagram things that are like, this one is portable and this one is the coldest. And
yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's so weird. And I know this is kind of an old topic, but I mean, our phones are always listening.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like I was talking about something the other day and then got fed something exactly along the lines of what I was talking about. And it's just like, really? Like, if you're going to do that to help cure diabetes, I'm all here for it.
I don't know. I make too
here.
much money on that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I want to talk about something. I saw a post from a couple weeks ago, Glennon Doyle, who has the podcast We Can Do Hard Things. Her sister was diagnosed with breast cancer and just went through like the surgery and is still in all of her treatment. But her sister runs her organization, her nonprofit. And I saw her post this video. Glennon posted this, and they had talked about on their podcast how they were going to have to let go of some things because her sister was in the season of having to heal. And anyway, she did this video where she was basically sharing that their nonprofit, Together Rising, was going away. And I was sitting there watching it, and I've watched them like build this thing. They do unbelievable work for women, unbelievable work internationally for women. And I'm sure anyone who's listened to Glennon Doyle has she does these flash mob things where she'll have listeners, you know, donate $5 to help a family and just incredible stuff.
That's cool.
But I was sitting here watching this in awe of watching someone go through the process of letting something go.
Oh.
I know.
Yeah.
And I wrote down the words, I want to talk about knowing when things should end.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I had all the feelings about it too. Like I was sitting there watching her tell her followers that this was going away and knowing, you know, probably month or weeks at least had gone into like this decision.
Yeah.
And knowing how hard that is to let something go.
Yeah.
And I have had friends who have had businesses kind of go by the wayside or even houses and like things, you know, and we always talk about being in the flow and how in some ways everything is for us. And so I was so just in awe of that moment. I know I keep repeating that, but have you guys had difficult times with letting things go and in particular knowing and not ignoring and being in denial of when things need to end?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I have had many moments like that. And I've had many moments of knowing something needed to end and not being willing to release it on my own.
Yes.
You know, and things ending like because I don't have a choice. You know, it's like I was given a choice and I didn't make it. And so it was made for me, you know. I think the things that come to mind for me is having worked in artist management for 20 plus years. I think the thing that's been the hardest for me, even when it's sweet and beautiful and amicable and all of that, is parting ways with a client.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's because there are usually tears, there are usually feelings on both sides of the relationship, and being able to say to someone like, you've outgrown me, or I've outgrown you, or I no longer have things that you need, or I don't have what you need. I never had what you needed, you know, like whatever the thing is. And I think those have been the ones that when I think of like needing to let go of something that's come to an end, that's probably been the hardest for me.
Yeah. I always find it's hard because you don't know what the other side is going to look like.
Oh, no.
Like in this case, it's part of her career. It's a piece of what she's doing. So she can continue with all these other areas. But yeah, I often think about why am I hanging on to fill in the blank? And it generally has to do with comfort. And not even comfort, but not wanting discomfort.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because there's a lot of things that I could probably make the decision to be like, oh, we're here, let's wrap it up. But I have fear of what replaces that in some ways.
Yeah.
And anyway, I was coaching someone recently, and they were walking through a similar situation like that, where the writing was on the wall in a lot of ways of like, you need to go. This is done. This is wrapped up. But I can't say that, you know, I can only guide them in their journey. And it just, this idea just keeps popping up to me of like, and I think it's because I think there are some things in my life that need to wrap up and move on. And I'm just processing, how do other people deal with it?
Well, I think that sounds to me like a really smart thing to do, is to go, I'm going to go watch other people, either who I don't know at all or other people I really respect, and go, what was that like for you? And how did you, it's kind of like grief. You know, it's like, once you understand the steps of grief, and once you understand that they arise at weird times and stuff like that, then you've got at least a little bit more of a toolbox of what to do when you face that thing. So it's really smart that you're
thank you.
Taking in others' experiences. I remember I'm thinking of one time a client that you recommended to me.
There were a few doozies.
There were a few. I mean, there were some really great ones.
Yeah, of course. And if you're listening, you could have been one or the other.
You may have been, and you may never know which you were. And this time you will know who you are if you're listening. Is we were at a Mexican restaurant together, and this client stood up, and I thought he was going to punch me in the face. Like, I was physically afraid for my life. Like, it was so messed up. And I remember calling you like in an absolute panic, going like, this just happened.
I blocked this out.
I thought I had to, but here it is, like, rah.
Oh my God.
And it was really scary, but
you were trying to end the relationship?
No, I wasn't even trying to end the relationship. Like there was just conflict. I don't really remember what the conflict was about. I have effectively blocked that out.
Is it who I think it is?
Oh, you know it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That person was struggling, man.
Yeah.
I have no doubt they are not listening to our podcast.
There's no way. If they are, it's in one of those situations where someone has kidnapped this person.
Yeah.
And you know how they play loud music? Torture. Yeah. It's like, you're going to be forced to listen to Cat, Moose, and Producer Sara.
Yeah.
Maybe in that instance, they're listening.
That is the same person who walked off of a plane. One of my teammates was on a plane with them, and they walked off of a plane with their guitar because the stewardess would not help them find a place for their guitar. So they just left, but they didn't have a phone. And so they were like stranded in Las Vegas without a phone.
Nice.
And a week later found their way home.
Wow. That's, yeah. I'm glad that's something that's in the past and not in our current.
Yeah.
I think that we've grown so much.
I am sorry. I'm trying to think. There's two I know I need to apologize for. I think there might be. Oh, no, there's three.
Let's just say it's all water under the bridge. Like, it really is, because like each one of those experiences, and I'm not being funny. I didn't do an improv thing just then.
Oh, let me know when you're improving.
Yeah. I feel like each of those experiences taught me a lot.
Well, I hope so, because they didn't pay you a lot.
No, they didn't. I learned a lot.
Oh my God. Sarah, can you pull up on the screen the thing I sent you? Kat, if you could please read this. This inspired me this week when I saw it on the Instagrams.
These close-ups are like, you want to talk about therapy, like just watching our podcast last week and having to watch myself for almost an hour just go, you are awesome.
That's right, girl.
You are awesome. And wow, you got it.
What's the problem? I'm looking at you right now. You look great.
I mean, I look great.
Put her up there.
Yeah.
There she is.
I mean, I've let my hair go like swampy because I've been swimming in the pool.
It.
Really?
I love it. I heard you guys talking about it downstairs, and I love it.
Oh, well, thanks.
I don't think you should straighten that crap, man.
Okay.
Speaking of, while you put this screen up on the thing, there we go. Speaking of,
Ooh,
what do you
that's
guys?
good.
We'll get to it in a minute.
Okay.
I just told you to put it up. What do you guys think about women going naturally gray? Because we have a shared friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Not yet.
She's an author.
Okay.
And
The fact that we know multiple of those is kind of neat.
well, you used to work with her.
yeah, I know who you're talking
Okay.
about.
Yeah, it is kind of neat. So anyway, she just went gray and had it like mixed in to her color or whatever. And it looks phenomenal. And I am so inspired by people that are doing that. What do you guys think about women like allowing their hair to go gray? I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but what do you think?
I find it extremely attractive.
I do too.
I find it very attractive.
I agree.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sarah?
I think you just go with it.
Yeah.
When you feel it, you go with it.
Yeah. I agree. Okay,
Yeah.
back to this. All right. So here is the statement that I saw on Instagram.
If your home is a place of peace, you've broken the cycle.
You guys.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's from the holistic psychologist.
I thought you were going to say that's from the Holy Spirit.
That's from the Holy Spirit.
I'm like, true, man.
Ephesians
I
9:7.
Hebrews 11:13.
Hebrews.
So what cycle has been broken if your home is peaceful?
This meant a lot to me. I'm glad you asked because I haven't processed why it meant a lot to me.
Okay.
But I will say this. I grew up in a chaotic home. I've talked about it before. And when I first got my own place, like early days, like shitty apartment, early days, I could not believe how quiet things were.
Yeah.
Even though I had college and I had a time frame where, you know, things were different, like it was bizarre to be like, oh, I'm at home and everything is quiet and peaceful. And it's taken me a lot of years to recognize that's a huge thing that I need.
Yeah.
Is a quiet, peaceful home.
Yeah.
And
That's-
I do feel like I've broken the cycle in some ways.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Like, that's so good.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to you guys earlier about situations where my dog Belle Belle is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And she's uncomfortable in busy, loud situations. She's
me
just,
too.
she's visibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, me too.
And I think that some of that is her disposition. And I think that some of that is that my household is extremely peaceful.
Yeah.
If there is anything loud or boisterous or really like huge energy in my house, it's me.
Yeah.
It's me. Like I'm
Which
the,
she likes.
yeah, she does. But even if I get to talking too much, she'll
Oh,
start
yeah.
going, oh.
I know. I've done that where we've been over there just talking and she'll just start moaning.
Yeah.
Like, can you guys please
Just shut up. Yeah. Yeah. She really, really likes it peaceful.
Yeah.
So I think that's,
She has broken a cycle too.
she has broken the cycle, man. That's awesome. And it makes me feel really good because I feel like my house is peaceful too.
It is.
So that's really wonderful.
I agree.
Thank you. Okay. So home, chores, cleaning the house, things like this. Do you guys have a vacuum?
Right over there.
Okay. Right
Oh,
over
it
there.
is over
yeah, I
there.
see it over there. Where did you get it?
Amazon. Here's why. After at least 2, possibly 3 purchases and returns, I went ahead and got the good one.
The Dyson? Is it a Dyson?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. The reason I ask is that I was running an errand earlier this week, and I was sitting at a stoplight, and I turned to my left, and I see this store 5 times a week. So I know what it is. I've seen it 1,000 times. It's called the Edison Vacuum Store.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
It's on Church Street.
Oh, yeah.
It's in Brentwood.
I know what you're talking about.
And there are displays of vacuums in the window.
Oh, yeah. Over by Sonic.
Yes, it's
Yes.
over by Sonic. And it is a live and active storefront for vacuums.
And do they repair or they also sell?
Hell if I know.
I think both.
I was with a friend at the time and we were talking about, like, have you ever seen anybody walk into that store?
Never.
Have you ever seen anybody
it's a
in that
drug
store?
front.
And so we've decided that store is a money laundering like
I mean,
facade.
Truly. It's like bead stores. How can a bead store survive without there being a drug front involved?
It's a fair question.
It's a
down the
very
line.
fair question.
I mean, honestly, vacuum and okay, there's a new cupcake store over here too. And I was like, I mean, I know how much it costs to have a store. It's like $6,000 a month over
it's
here.
ridiculous.
expensive.
And
Yeah.
how many cupcakes do you have to
cupcakes?
sell to pay for that rent?
I mean, either that or someone's dream is just from the get-go, because that is a shit ton to pay up front.
That's a lot to pay up front.
It reminds me of Bridesmaids. Is it Amy Poehler's character? She had it's someone's character. Kristen Wiig. She had a cake shop. And it went to
I
shit.
don't remember that.
Like at the very beginning, they're like walking past it and the letters are falling off the front.
I don't remember that. It's
So
just
did you go? We need to go in.
Yes,
We should take the cat and moose to the vacuum shop and interview the guy.
Yeah.
Let's seriously do it. And maybe our critic, our podcast critic, you know who
Yes.
you are, that maybe you're willing to help us with follow through on that. And maybe you could be our camera person.
Oh yeah, we do need a camera person.
Yeah, we need
We're
a
a video podcast now.
Right. I mean,
And we
thanks to
love
you
a
guys.
close-up.
We love a good close up. It brings it all out.
I was like, oh, what is this?
what's this?
I haven't eaten for a week after I watched that.
I know. I'm actually on a starvation fast.
Yeah, I was like, you came over and I was like, I got to be honest, you've been here for over an hour and there's been no wine flowing.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Well, it's the weirdest thing. Like, I think it's been a week since I've gone to this neuro chiropractic person and his team. He's got a whole team of people who are amazing. And he said after my first appointment, he's like, tonight you might be really flat. You might be depressed. You might even be kind of sad. And that's just because like we're kind of together, we're going in and we're kind of reconfiguring things. Like we're ultimately doing this so that your nervous system is more balanced and you are more efficient and you are more on point and you see better and you feel better and your foot hurts less and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, that can, as we all know, when we start changing shit, it can be really uncomfortable. And so what I didn't know to expect, and I'm so curious to talk to him about this when I see him next week, is that I really, really enjoy at the end of my workday, I really enjoy having wine, at least with my dinner.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, at this point, it's a habit. I don't think I'm an alcoholic. I'm not drinking 73 bottles of wine at night. It's like, I just like to have
70.
wine. Only 70, not 73. And for the past week, I have almost been turned off by my wine.
So crazy.
Like to the point that a few times I've just been like, okay, like I guess I'm not going to have that right now. And that's not a goal of mine.
Sure.
In going to this place, like that's, I mean, I'd like to lose weight. So the less calories one consumes, one loses more weight.
I didn't know that's how that works. Shit.
How is the keto
All
thing
this
going?
time.
Wait, I still want to hear about this.
Oh, okay. So it's just been kind of interesting just to observe.
Yeah.
That like my tendencies, my cravings, my willingness to do my movement every morning, like that feels like such a struggle bus to me unless I'm in class with all my colleagues and I'm like, well, they're all doing it and I'm going to do it with them because I like to have a friend, you know. It's like I'm motivated to do my movements when I'm with my people. When I'm by myself, I'm less motivated and I still do it. But since this appointment, I've enjoyed, like I have felt like, oh, this feels good to stretch my body and move my body. So it's been really neat that like some rewiring or something's going on.
Your body is telling you what it wants.
Maybe so.
I think it is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's really cool. As I sip my Chardonnay.
Hey, you didn't for the first couple hours,
No,
boo.
I didn't.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers.
To life.
Yes. Okay, so were you one of those people? Well, no, I want to ask you, how is keto going?
It's good. I'm not in ketosis yet.
Okay. How about you, Sarah?
Not yet.
She's
choked
like
on my
doing
wine.
it for a hobby.
Not yet.
Like I'm doing it And not that she's not, but she doesn't really have a need to do it, I think. I'm doing it to see kind of what you're doing it for. How does it change my body? What does it
Are
release?
you doing it?
No, I'm not doing it.
No, she's
I think
doing
she
these
meant
other
doing
things.
this other stuff.
She's
I was
doing
tracking
her
with you.
exercises. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going fine. I think it's hard to get that much protein in your diet every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like double steak at Chipotle.
What?
I know.
Who? What? That's
You know, like in the
no. I
portions.
get. I get it.
I was like double steak. I couldn't eat it all, but it was like double steak, cheese, and sour cream. I'm gonna die of a heart attack.
Oh no!
But-
let's not put that.
Let's not put that out there.
Now, let me just say, I'm also eating very healthy fats as well. So I'm eating avocado every morning and all of that. But yeah, it's interesting. I will say that. Like I do think that having less sugar in my diet affects my mood
Really?
in a good way.
Like, I was gonna say, in which
In a good way.
direction? Okay.
I don't feel like I was feeling like I needed a nap every day at like 3:00. And granted, there's a lot of factors for that or whatever, menopause, all of those things.
All kinds of energy flows.
Exactly.
24-hour cycle.
Yes.
Yes.
We're going to talk like this now for the rest of the podcast.
Welcome to 1-900.
Sweaty balls.
Do you remember when 1-900 was like a thing?
Can we
that
talk
we were
about
concerned
that?
about? Like, we were concerned about 1-900 numbers, like we're currently concerned about artificial intelligence.
We were?
I feel like I was.
Why were you concerned?
It just was so awful.
It is shocking.
Can you believe that, like, you can call a number and just be charged all this money?
Oh, you were worried about the money?
Well,
It was like $1.50 a minute or
it
something.
was like $1.50 a minute. And yes, I was worried about the money because I was a
forgot about-
minor. So I was worried my
yeah.
parents were going to be
Were
like,
you going to call? Were you wanting to call?
I did because I just wanted to understand. Like, I wanted to understand.
I've never heard this before. Cat, make that you got to put that in the title.
I feel like it
call?
mislabels me.
1-900
Do you
numbers.
notice she just like sat up
I got
straighter
very
and-
uncomfortable.
Oh, wait.
I feel like
I remember
I'm being
calling it once as with like friends and,
Yes.
and like to
Yes.
see what it was.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I did not regularly call
Wait,
1-900
but did you
number.
talk to someone?
No. I just like called and listened.
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
like,
yeah. And it was like,
hi, my name is.
Hi, this is Daniel. I am a very
Daniel.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm a very hot man with sweaty pecs. And I can't wait to take your call. Press 1.
For 30 more seconds. So yes, I feel sure that I did it with friends. I don't think I would have done that by myself, but who knows?
Oh my gosh, I forgot about 1-900 numbers.
Yeah. They were a thing. They were a thing.
I just had another thing pop in my head. That,
Me too.
What was it?
Well, okay, so were you a sticker collector as a kid?
I was a stamp collector.
Stamp
I'm a sticker collector now.
Yeah,
Are
you
you?
are.
Okay, do you utilize the stickers? Do you like put them places or do you
Yes.
save them?
No, both. I save some. I don't know why. There are reasons in my brain. Some of them are like, I'm going to save them for my car that's currently dead and I'm still paying for and not driving.
Trauma.
Most of them go on my fridge in the garage or in the RV or on a cooler.
The Yeti cooler.
Okay. And did either of you use Trapper Keepers?
Oh, I loved a
For
Trapper
sure.
Keeper.
I had a conversation with someone who's only a few years older than me the other day who had never heard of a Trapper Keeper.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I said the same thing to her. I was like, I can't fathom how you don't know
I
what
mean, a
this
Trapper
is.
Keeper was everything.
Oh, everything. And then when they had like the animals on them. And
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all
You
the
had to get a
designs.
Lisa
new
Frank.
one.
Yes.
Lisa Frank.
Yes. Yeah.
No, that was too old for that.
And that was too girly for me.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't like
pink
Lisa
and-
Frank.
Yeah.
The reason I ask is I read something that one of our listeners posted the other day.
Okay.
If you were the type of kid that hoarded stickers because you couldn't commit to sticking them on anything, congratulations, you're an anxious adult.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that awesome?
Sarah, you are.
I am.
And the password is
Anxiety.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Do you guys watch Celebrity Password?
No.
Oh my gosh,
what
it's
is that?
so entertaining.
What is there a channel that I could?
It's like on like a major
Channel
network.
5 or
Yeah, it's
something,
like on NBC or something like that. And I think that it's Jimmy Fallon. I think maybe Jimmy Fallon's the executive producer.
Oh, cool.
And he's also on the show. And
Oh.
there's this host named Kiki who I just think is brilliant and beautiful and funny, and like she's the best hostess. And what they do is they bring in like a person from like regular society, and each person from regular society has a partner who is a celebrity coach. And one is always Jimmy Fallon, and then the other one is like a guest kind of celebrity each week.
Yeah.
And so basically what they do is they work together, and let's just say, for example, let's say that the password is unicorn. The audience knows that the password is unicorn, and I know it's unicorn, but you don't. And so what I say is I say horse. And you say
unicorn.
Well, you don't know that. If I just said horse.
Oh, I would say barn.
Flying.
Oh, is this like the $5,000 password or
Something like that.
Like
yeah.
the pyramid thing?
No, different.
Oh, Betty White used to do this. And
Oh,
so
like
did
celebrity.
Lucille
Yeah,
Ball.
yeah.
Okay, horse, barn.
Flying.
And I'm supposed to connect flying and horse
I mean, if you do.
if I choose to. I don't know. If I didn't know it was unicorn, I would not put that together.
Okay, what would you put? That like flying.
Plane.
Horn.
E.
This is what happens on the show. This is what happens. Magical.
Well, I know it's a unicorn.
And now what Kiki would say is she would say the clues you have been given are horse, flying, horn, magical.
Oh.
Do you
And then
know the
you-
password?
Oh, interesting.
And it's so
I would like that.
entertaining. It's
I
so
would like
entertaining.
that.
We
I
should
like
watch it
games like
tonight.
that.
Yeah,
We're
me too.
watching this tonight.
Yes.
Oh, Cat's spending the night, everyone.
Yeah, Cat.
Oh
spending the
my
night.
gosh.
Woohoo!
What in the world?
It's going to get wild.
Oh, we are off the rails.
I'm going to be...
Even Bobo came. And
Yes.
she's not freaking out by all the noises we're making.
She's not
No.
upset. She's knocked out. She's
asleep.
completely happy.
Do we have a song to sing?
Oh, I do.
Oh, did you see how fast she got in there? What is it?
Put your hand in the hand of the man who steals the water. Put your hand in the hand of the man who calms the sea. Just look at yourself and look at your brother. Listen differently. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee.
Oh, wow.
It's a 70s like spiritual. You don't know this song?
No.
Oh my god, it's so I'm obsessed with it.
Why?
I don't
where
know.
did you hear it last?
I heard it on a TV show. And so then I was like, oh my God, I remember that song from my childhood. Who sings that? So I went and found it. I don't remember who they are. And I have it in my favorites in Spotify.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
That's
when it
really
comes
gonna
on-
mess up your end of year Spotify wrapped.
You don't like Maggie Rogers for the 17th year in a row?
Nope.
Now she's moved on to 70s spirituals.
What's
Galilee man.
I do love a spiritual.
We love you guys.
Bye.
Touch us. Reach out and touch us. Wait. Oh, here. Touch.
Special thanks to our producer, Sarah Reed.
To find out more, go to catandmoosepodcast.com. Cat and Moose is a BP production.